Back in the last current year, the main focal point, or one of the main focal points of this channel, was to talk about Title IX, so basically shit on US colleges because of how ridiculous they are. They still are to this day, so I figure I'd just keep that insult going. Well, today I get to address one of the colleges, or universities as we call them here in this country, because they've done something rather special that I think we should address. The University of Warwick has suspended 11 students over rape jokes. By the way, the University of Warwick is ranked 11th in the UK, according to the Times Higher Education World University Rankings for 2018. You'll never be good enough, top 10 bitch. Anyway, 11 students have been suspended from the university after rape jokes made in a Facebook group chat emerged. First things first, just how offensive are these jokes? Well, we have an image of it. The joke is, rape her friends too. Sometimes it's fun to just go wild and rape 100 girls. Rape the whole flat to teach them all lesson. These guys are clearly geniuses with the English language. Now, one of the biggest things and the main focal point of this video that will certainly stand out is the fact that the university has taken it upon itself to intervene and punish for something that happens within something that isn't really a part of their jurisdiction. This is like Twitch, when they change their terms to say, well, if you now say something untoward on other social media platforms, we'll punish you on our platform. It's that kind of mentality. It's thought policing. And that's quite dangerous, especially at a university. Then again, this should not be surprising considering the University of Warwick features as one of those red-carded unis that actively goes out of its way to ban free speech and challenging ideas. But this one in and of itself sets an interesting precedent because they've already acknowledged they were jokes, and they've decided to police the joke. Quite astonishing, really. So, Student Online Papers, The Boar, and The Tab obtained screenshots from a group message with one talking about raping 100 girls. The Boar says 98 screenshots have been submitted as evidence, which I would maintain has little to no part in academia. Therefore, the university has no real jurisdiction over what is said in a Facebook group, a private one no less. One message said, sometimes it's fun to just go wild and rape 100 girls. Further racist remarks included, love Hitler, hate Jews, and Corbyn. I'd put money on the Corbyn part being the one that really set people off. The messages came to light after 3 formal complaints were made to the university. Again though, this is not something that falls within their purview. If these messages are truly a hate crime, then in this instance, unlike US colleges, this can easily be escalated to the police, which then means that it is no longer the problem of the university to punish people academically for what is said privately. Again, though, we have to focus on the fact, though, that this university is one of the red-carded ones that doesn't actually support free speech. For those that are interested, the university list of those that actually are red-carded, well, it's quite long. You've got Abertay, Aberystwyth, Aston, Bath, Bath Spa, Bedfordshire, Birkbeck, Birmingham, Birmingham City, Bournemouth, Bradford, Bristol, Brunel, Cardiff, Cardiff Met, Chichester, City, Coventry, Cumbria, Derby, Dundee, Durham, Edgehill, Edinburgh, yes I know, Essex, Gloucestershire, Foreign, Goldsmiths, Greenwich, Huddersfield, Hull, Kingston, King's College, Lancaster, Leeds, Leeds, Beckett, Leicester, Lincoln, Liverpool Hope, LJMU, Creative, London South Bank, LSE, Manchester Metropolitan, Manchester, Middlesex, Newcastle, Northampton, Nottingham, Oxford, Plymouth, Portsmouth, Queen Margaret, Queen Mary, Reading, Roehampton, Royal Holloway, Salford, Sheffield, Sheffield Hallam, Staffordshire, Stirling, Strathclyde, Surrey, Sussex, Swansea, University College London, My Old University, UEA, University of East London, University of West of England, Warwick, Westminster, Wolverhampton, and York St John. A number of these colleges over the course of the last 3 years have featured in the news for various censorship-related projects. York was the one that had that incident with International Men's Day and the suicide. Do you remember that? If you don't, I'll leave a link in the description to something relevant. It was quite tragic and embarrassing at the same time. Elliot Mulligan, co-editor of The Boar, said they received a tip-off and were all shocked, quite angry and quite disturbed when they saw the screenshots. No doubt The Boar suddenly felt itself tingling at the idea of publishing an article that outed a bunch of students that were being dickheads in a Facebook group chat. We were confronted with pages of vile language. Well, if you think that's vile language, might I recommend you check out 4chan. or any subreddit, literally anywhere. There's no sense of what's appropriate. What is perceived to be appropriate is entirely subjective, and I think to be truly inclusive one must accept that there are some people out there who have truly horrible senses of humour, horrible by your standards, much like those people I don't particularly find rape jokes to be funny. However, I always concede that that does not mean the joke cannot be told, and to be honest, the utterly ludicrous idea of someone going out of their way to go wild and rape 100 girls is in and of itself quite absurd, and almost impossible in one night. Let's not forget here that this isn't like some kind of confession here. You know it's a joke, you know it's just banter. And I have to say it's just banter because that is exactly what it is. These people shouldn't lose their academic futures over what are quite clear jokes. The first history and politics student said the initial reaction from the university wasn't intense enough. A spokeswoman for the university student union said it condemns the content of the messages and hopes to see a conclusion as swiftly as possible. I'm hoping it is not expulsion. If someone gets expelled for making a joke, you are setting a precedent, a very dangerous one. You are policing people's private conversations. Somebody has gone out of their way to tip you off that somebody has been rude in a private message. If you are at that university, pull out your phone and tell me there isn't a single rude message on there, because I bet everyone has one. Everyone. If I pull out my phone now, I've got a message from Irate Bear calling me a faggot.
Got Bit Metal has a question for Omegon. Ooh. Kill, marry, fuck, Irate Bear, Sinatra, and Drunkle.
Oh, well, this is easy, because Irate Bear will kill himself.
Yes! Fucking fantastic!
I'm sorry, Bear. Hi.
He's been waiting all night to say that, hasn't he?
Oh, fuck. Hi, Bear. How you doing?
How's it going, babe?
Shut the fuck up.
Surely that's seen as obscene and offensive at this very college, and all the other earlier mentioned colleges that suck dick, including my old one. Go Pirates. The SU has been supporting the victims and will continue. Oh my god, the victims. Of course. The board tweeted advice to students, and the University Student Union is holding a sexual violence awareness event after the messages came to light. You fucking what, mate? Here's the tweet. If you or anyone you know has been affected by the issues raised in today's article, Warwick Student Union are holding a sexual violence awareness event on Thursday. And then there's some contact details. This is basically for those that are incredibly delicate and triggered. And I have to say triggered, even though I would have thought that was a dead term, because that's exactly what you are if this bothers you so much. West Midlands Police said it is investigating to see any police action needs to be taken. Well, we already know, clearly there is. The guy referenced Jews. I mean, they should be dragged through the court system for the next 2 years and then made to pay an £800 fine. Yeah, because that's legitimate, and not at all a waste of time. A University of Warwick spokesman said a possible student disciplinary incident is currently being actively investigated, and they cannot comment any further at this time. Well, I hope you see sense long enough to understand that these are jokes in private messages that are not under your purview. Therefore, this should not be escalated any further. That said, I have sat in those disciplinary hearings not as somebody in trouble, but on the other side, doling out the punishment for certain infractions. And I noticed over all those years just how deranged some people get, where they'll do it behind closed doors and act without any evidence. If you ever wonder why people like me walk away from this, it's because people think they have the right to be jury, judge and executioner with little to no evidence, or evidence that doesn't really mean anything to you. These are obvious jokes. Obviously jokes. Even as someone that does not like rape jokes finds that these are obvious jokes, and they should not be punished or made to suffer academically because of it. And we know what's going to happen, because at this time of the year, if they're still suspended, when their finals come up, they'll have to resit them in the summer. And if they're not considered resits, or if they are considered resits and they're in their second year, that will affect their overall grade. I'm not sure how vindictive the University of Warwick is, but as you are not a university that supports free speech, I have to say I'm slightly worried that you're going to actually hurt these people for jokes. And I know I've stated it a few times, but this isn't in your jurisdiction whatsoever. If it is, I'd like you to show me where in the Student Union Manual, or the university's Terms of Use, where it says we can thought police what you say on other social media platforms, in private conversations, unless an actual crime has been committed, which there hasn't been. Let's face it, no actual crime has been committed, and they haven't indicated that they're going to commit a crime either. Therefore, this is null and void, and you should quickly make this disappear. Anyway, I hope everyone has a lovely day, and thank you all for listening.
Omegon, I'm going to batter your prostate.
Imagine my shock